Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the backstory. If you're new here, kindly hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified when we post a new video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, since President Ruto made changes in his cabinet, I've been taking some time off to try and analyze the effects of the changes that he made. I know you guys have also absorbed and you've done your analysis. So many politicians have also made comments here and there, some congratulating him and affirming him for making such a bold move. Some people have also criticized him for making an error. Some of the politicians or CSs who are also relieved of their jobs, some have commented on the same. For example, Moses Kuria. So today I want us to look at Moses Kuria's comments. And I know that maybe you guys have watched this video, but I want you to watch it again so that we can have a critical analysis about this video. Because Moses Kuria came out somehow satirical in the way he was trying to relay the information to both President Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza supporters and even ODM supporters. And more so, he was trying to communicate to the likes of Mbadi, the likes of Opiyo and I, and Joho. So I want you to watch it again so that we can have a look at it.
Tumeambiwa hapa tukue na something called candid conversation. Hiyo jenzi wameniambia. Na mimi nakubali kwamba tukue na candid conversation. Unajua jana tuliona hata watu wameingia kwa serikali. Na ni muhimu. Nasikia watu wakiambia Baruka uingie serikali. Kuja nitakupatia manual vile utaanza na vile utakamilisha. Lakini niseme kitu kimoja. Unajua sisi kama serikali kuna mambo mengi sana ambayo tumeweza. Na kuna mengine ambao hatukuweza. Kwa mfano hapa katika kaunti ya Makueni tuko na maneno ya madini. Na hao gavana amekuja kwangu amenisumbua mara mingi akaniambia ile sharing ya revenue ya madini kuna kopa hapa katika Makueni. Makueni itapata share yake ya kopa lini? Mimi sikuwa na jawabu. Hiyo kazi ilitushinda. Sasa wewe gavana utakuja Joho atakubalia. Pia tulikuwa na shida. Mambo mengi sana tumeweza. Lakini mnajua kuna ile fund inaitwa Hustler Fund. Watu milioni 12 wamekopa pesa ya Hustler Fund. Wametoroka nayo. Tukajaribu kuwafuata imetushinda. Tukaambia Oparanya unaonekana hiyo kazi unaweza kuja utafuta hiyo pesa. Watu milioni 12 ambao huko kwetu mheshimiwa Kete anaweza kuambia kahawa iko na shida sababu cooperatives zimekataa na pesa ya wakulima. Sisi kama Kenya Kwanza tukajaribu kupata hiyo pesa ikatushinda. Tukaambia Oparanya kuja utusaidie hiyo kazi ya kutafuta hiyo pesa ya kahawa. Unajua hii kazi ni kusaidiana ama si kweli? Tukatoka hapo. Tukaangalia mkatufanyia makelele. Mambo ya bei ya mafuta. Si ndio? Mbona mkanibidi mimi kuambia mchimbe kisima yenu. Sasa mkaniambia kisima hamwezi kuchimba. Tuliposhindwa na hiyo kazi tukaenda mpaka huko mahali inaitwa Ubuja. Tukautafuta mtu anaitwa James Opiyo Wandayi. Tuambie Opiyo Wandayi tupatie formula ya kuteremsha bei ya nini? Ya mafuta. Sababu hiyo kazi imetushinda. Sababu hii kazi hii Kenya ni yetu zote na kazi kusaidiana. Sasa ile ambayo sasa ilikuwa ngumu zaidi. Madeni hiyo. Tukajaribu kupata ushuru mkatuambia tusipate ushuru. Tusiongeze ushuru. Tukauliza sasa hii maneno ya housing na maneno ya healthcare na maneno hii mambo yote tuko nayo, maneno ya elimu 650 billion ambayo tunatumia maneno ya elimu, tutatoa pesa wapi? Hiyo maneno ikakuwa kizungumkuti. Tukaingia mpaka pale Suba. Tukatafuta jamaa tulikuwa tunasema na yeye anaitwa John Badi Momo. Tukamwambia kuja tupatie hiyo formula ndio wa Kenya ushuru kizidi wewe ndio utauliza.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard what Moses Kuria has talked about there. Moses Kuria is a very brilliant chap, give it that to him. And sometimes he makes some one or two mistakes here and there. But from that communication, you are able to tell that Moses Kuria is telling Kenyans that where we are right now, however much they've tried as Kenya Kwanza, as CSS who are there, but where we are right now does not need like. So there are two communications. One is trying to tell William Ruto that there are issues that maybe they could have solved as Kenya Kwanza, but they were not given room to think through and come up with solutions. And some of the solutions that we could have found or we could have gotten maybe could have come from within Kenya Kwanza. But the most important information that is relaying across is that where we are as a country right now, even if we bring people from outside, like let me say ODM, like William Ruto has brought, President William Ruto has brought the likes of Badi, the likes of Pio and I, they might not be able to solve the problem unless they are given a free hand, or unless William Ruto comes up with this rallying call or a grand idea that would rally different sectors of the economy towards achieving a specific goal. And that is where now the problem of Opio and I, John Badi, and the likes of Joho will come in. Because look at it this way. There were mamas within the corridors of power that the CSs within President William Ruto's cabinet were not given like a free hand to do whatever they wanted to do. So however much you might be good, you might have very good ideas. You might be very, very good in that sector. But if you're not given a free hand to maneuver, to deliver, and to come up with ideas that can help that ministry, then what Moses Kuria is trying to tell us is that even the likes of Badi will not be able to deliver. And that is why I'm trying to see this as a trap to the likes of Badi, the likes of Pio and I, and Joho. Because if they fail, who will they blame now? Will they blame President William Ruto? No. The blame will now shift from President William Ruto to Raila and his CSS. And that is one mistake that I think Raila has made. That he made that mistake in the previous regime whereby he inherited former President Uhuru Kenyatta's failures and carried the whole burden. Kenyans were not blaming the former President Uhuru Kenyatta, but they saw Raila as someone who contributed to the failure of that government. And it's the same mistake that I think Raila is now making, whereby he's let his lieutenants to get into William Ruto's government without having an agreement on how they're going to work. Said that if things get from bad to worse, it will be very easy for President William Ruto to shed off the likes of Mbadi, the likes of Opio Wandai, and Joho, and shift all the blame to them. Because, if you look at how William Ruto has picked the CSS back, there are those lieutenants, his true friends, that he's brought back into the cabinet. Some of them, the likes of Murkomen, the likes of Kindiki, Kenyans raised several issues against them, but they have been brought back. But the likes of Badi are not President William Ruto's buddies. They've just come in late after the government has been formed. So should there be any problem with this government going into 2027, the very people who William Ruto will be willing to sacrifice will be the likes of Badi and Opio Wandai. And they will go out carrying all the shame, carrying all the blame. And that is why I'm saying that William Ruto has set a very big trap for Raila and his lieutenants. And secondly, that is why I agree with Orengo. If you listen to what Orengo said after the likes of Mbadi and Wadai had been brought into William Ruto, or they had been appointed by William Ruto, Orengo raised an issue, and I want you to listen to the video. Then we talk about it.
And let me say this in English, is puts conditions. Conditions. Because right now, the government is in place is still a Kenya Kwanza government. When Ruto was in Mombasa yesterday, he was talking about Joho, my minister, not our minister. We're talking about my minister. When we went to the Grand Coalition, none. Kibaki could not sack anybody without Raila's authority. It was written in the law.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Orengo is telling Mbadi or Raila that during the Nusumkate government, that is Kibaki's government, what happened was they sat down and came up with a pact, a binding agreement that they were going to use to govern Kenya going forward. And in that situation, if Kibaki wanted to sack the ministers who came from Raila's end, then he had to consult Raila first. And in this agreement that William Ruto is making with Raila, there's nothing like that. So should President William Ruto wake up one day and he wants to send Mbadi home, they'll most definitely go home without any intervention from Raila or any intervention from, and they will carry the shame. Secondly, what Moses Kuria was trying to say there is that as a country we need a grand plan that is going to steer us into 2027 or 2030 or beyond 2030. You know, when Kibaki came in, Kibaki came up with a grand plan which was called Vision 2030. Vision 2030 was a grand work which was done by professionals since 2006 to 2007. And they came up with a strategy, an economic and social strategy that was going to push Kenya from a low-income economy to a middle-income economy with pillars. We had social pillars and economic pillars. And every sector of the economy was aligned in a way that they were working towards that goal, which was the Vision 2030. So came in Uhuru Kenyatta in 2013. President Uhuru Kenyatta borrowed from the Vision 2030 and came up with Agenda 4. More of similar to what President Kibaki came up with. But for me, what I thought was President Uhuru was to continue with the Agenda 2030. But you know, every president has got his own interests. So he came up with Agenda 4, whereby we had infrastructure, housing, social health, and all that. Then comes in President William Ruto. So far, we don't know what President William Ruto's agenda is, what his rallying call is, what he wants to achieve, what he has done so far, so that we can appraise him or we can appraise his performance based on what his agenda is or what his rallying call is. So up to now, however much he's done those changes, one, there is no transparency in the government. There's a lot of corruption, which is one of the issues that the Gen Zs were talking about. And then there is no clear framework on matters to do with education, matters to do with health, and a lot of nepotism and tribalism in the government. So if you read the Agenda 2030, which Kibaki came up with, the Agenda 2030 was to solve all these issues. And I think by now, we are almost how many years to 2030? We should have been 3/4 way, whereby issues to do with education, issues to do with tribalism, to do with health, by now we should have tackled almost everything that was in the Agenda 2030. So that is why I'm still trying to say that however much we've done all these changes, but if you don't have an idea, a grand idea that is going to mobilize, that is going to work towards, that we're going to rally every sectors of the economy towards, then I don't think we are going to achieve some of these things that President William Ruto is talking about. Even if he brings the whole of opposition into his government, it's still not going to work. And I still say this is a very big trap for the opposition. Because for William Ruto is trying to kill the opposition and is also setting a trap to them, because they are part of the people who are saying that he has not delivered. He's not working for Kenyans. So he said, okay, you're not saying that I'm not working. So let me give you these positions, come with those grand ideas and see if they will work. So come 2027, if they don't work, then still he will go to Kenyans and tell them, okay, you guys said I was not working. I had my people whom we were working with. And here I brought the very brilliant guys from oppositions who had very brilliant ideas on paper, but they were not able to help me achieve the grand idea. So that is why I'm still saying sometimes we need to listen to the likes of Moses. He's come up with, I think it's still a trap that I don't know how Raila and his handlers will work on this. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it from me today. Until next time, bye-bye. But if you are new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified when we post a new video.